Yeah, Juan Soto getting familiar with Petco Porch. Rick Ankiel joins the program. Rick spent 10 years in the big leagues. He's a current member of the Cardinals broadcast team and a friend of ours on the program. Rick, I got to ask you about that catch. Juan Soto is brand new to the Padres, and he found that Petco Porch dimension, that little tricked up corner that kind of jetties out. It can't be easy when you're traded mid-season to learn a new dimension on the fly like he's had to.
No, and the thing is that he wants to be good, and it is an adjustment. But, every time that you travel and go to a new field, you're always out there checking out what areas you're going to have to cover, if there's different angles on the fence. And when you watch him make that catch, it's all about the warning track. First of all, let me point out what a good swing by Ever Longoria. But he feels that warning track. You see him put his left hand up, and he knows where that ball is and made a fantastic catch.
What were the ballparks, if any, that were harder for you in terms of dimensions and corners in the big leagues?
I really had a tough time with Boston. I felt like in center, especially just on the other side of center field, the jet stream there, and it wasn't in left center or in dead center. So sometimes if you just thought it was going to be a normal fly ball, it hit that jet stream and be 15 feet past you, and all of a sudden you're in trouble. And you'll see guys that go out there and kind of look like they don't know what they're doing. And I always laugh about it. I'm like, there's a little jet stream there. The other one too is Chicago. I felt like when you were in the outfield, it was lower than the infield. So those line drives right at you, it made it harder to know if it was going to be over your head or if it was going to bounce in front.
All right.
It's just the way that the ballpark is built.
Yeah, the two old places. That makes sense. I got you. Hey, we got to hit you on the Cardinals, man, the team you're still connected to and watch a lot of. They've won 7 in a row. They're hot. And I know a lot of fans were thinking that there was going to be a huge deal for the Cardinals. Soto, maybe somebody of that ilk. They import 2 starting pitchers. That's worked out great. And they end up hanging on to guys like Dylan Carlson, who I'm sure you're fond of. Switch hitters with that kind of skill set. He could turn into one of their all-time greats if it goes according to plan.
Listen, he's a phenomenal player. The fact that he does switches, and he's just as good as a person as he is a player. He really is. He's a student of the game. He wants to learn. But if you're asking me if I was the GM and I would have kept Carlson or went and gotten Soto, I would have went and got Soto. And that's nothing against Dylan Carlson. It's just, I think, Juan Soto is a game changer by far.
Got it. Okay, what about the pitchers that they imported? Nobody thought that Jordan Montgomery was available to go anywhere. He's already helped out, as has the veteran Jose Quintana. But these are not 1As. These are middle-of-the-rotation guys that could make a big impact down the stretch.
One thing the Cardinals have always been good at is bringing guys over, and it seems like guys step up and really find their A game there. If those guys can continue to pitch the way their first outing went, and I don't think you can expect that every time out. But the Cardinals, they'll definitely have a chance to lock up the Central now. Will they be able to beat the Dodgers and some of the big guys, the Yankees? I mean, they just swept them in a 3-game series, but when it comes down to it, we'll see. Anything can happen, and the Cardinals needed pitching more than they needed anything else. So they definitely had to go get pitching at the deadline.
I would imagine there aren't too many guys that are still pitching, Rick, that you faced. Your last year in the big leagues was 2013. Charlie Morton is one of them. He's got the Red Sox at Fenway tonight, and you're the second straight guest that likes his strikeout prop going over 5.5 against Boston tonight. Tell us why.
Well, first of all, he's nasty when he's right, and he seems like he found his stride here of late. Heat up, and when he's right, the slider, I don't think you can really tell apart from his fastball. And he gets guys looking foolish up there. Not only that, but Boston's on a downslide. They haven't looked good at all. I like the matchup. I like the Braves going in there.
All right, so you like Charlie Morton going over 5.5 strikeouts tonight, and you're giving us not one, but 2 Rick picks today, 2 for the price of 1. And your other one comes from this Marlins-Phillies game. What is that?
I'll take no score in the first inning. I mean, you got Nola going, who's been fantastic, and he always lights up the first inning. I think it's a fun play anyway, just because, you don't have to wait. The first inning comes and either if you got it or you don't. So I like.
No runs in the first. That's one of Rick's picks today. No runs in the first between the Marlins and Phillies, and Charlie Morton going over 5.5 strikeouts. And keep your eye on the Cardinals, man. They're hot, 7 in a row. Rick, we appreciate the visit as always, man. We'll check in with you down the road.
All right. Thanks, guys. Have a good one.